everybody, and welcome to Bittersweet Theory. Today's theory takes place in the world of Dr. Seuss. But I'm going to pause the video right here for a moment and say that if cannibalism upsets you in any way, this is not the video for you, and you should probably stop watching. However, I am very excited about this theory because now I know what's really going on in the world of Dr. Seuss. So if I talk a little fast, I do apologize. For this theory, we'll be going over the books as a reference and not the Netflix series. Before we start with the video, I wanted to give a shout out to this man who is on TikTok and has some interesting thoughts about green eggs and ham. I have watched all of his videos, but I feel there's a lot more going on here, so back down the rabbit hole I go. As a child, for some unknown reason, the book Green Eggs and Ham was the one that I remember the most. After watching the TikTok videos, I decided to read the book again. This time, I have a lot of questions, like why is Sam so persistent, and why are the ham and eggs actually green? And could these green eggs and ham really be the Grinch? Now, my first thought based on the color of the green eggs and ham, it really was the Grinch. However, I can't just say that Sam is walking around with plates full of Grinch just based on the color. So I watched some more videos and did some more digging to find out what was really going on. It has been accepted by the community that all of the Dr. Seuss books take place in the same universe. With that being said, it is safe to say that there are different species of different creatures throughout the books. Some are common species like cats and fish, and others were made by Dr. Seuss himself, like Who's and Grinches. There are also different species of birds. Speaking of different types of birds, there also is a Grinch bird. In the book Scrambled Egg Super, the book describes each bird but does not point out which bird is which. But we can assume that based on the descriptions that it goes from top to bottom, making this the Grinch bird. This had me confused at first, like how is this bird a part of the Grinch species? Then I remember how we classify animals, like the umbrella octopus. Now, this is not a species of umbrella, but whoever saw this species was reminded of an umbrella when they saw them. With that being said, I can assume that's what's going on here. This bird reminds the people in the universe of Dr. Seuss of the Grinch based on appearance. It could also lay green eggs that would be a reminder to other species that are in this universe that are green. I also wanted to add that at the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, it says that the Grinch had the strength of 10 Grinches, implying that there are more than one Grinch in the universe of Dr. Seuss. So if there are different species and references to Grinches, then that would mean that maybe not all Grinches are green. Okay, so my theory is that Sam is a Who, and he is trying to get other creatures open to the idea of cannibalism for survival. Allow me to explain. I think Sam is like the Who's that we see in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. His art, appearance, height, and are similar to them. In the book How the Grinch Stole Christmas, there's a reference to Who hash. Who hash is a reference to corned beef hash, which is corn and beef mixed together. Who's are the reference of what type of meat is being used. That means that Who hash is ground up Who's. I know that sounds a little crazy, but there's no concept of death in the Dr. Seuss universe. Also, there are no cemeteries in Whoville for the movies or the books. So the Who's need a way to survive in a remote location. And the solution that they came up with is to eat the bodies of Who's that have passed away in order to survive. That is really, really messed up when I say that actually out loud. Ugh. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that corned beef hash is normally served with eggs. So when Sam is trying to give his friend green eggs and ham, he got the idea from living in Whoville, where eating dead Who's is a common thing. That leads me to believe that the reason Sam's friend does not want to eat the green eggs and ham is because it's his own species. If we look at the differences between him and the Grinch, there are a lot of similarities between the two. Their snouts, their eyes, their hands, their fur. So why is Sam doing this? Because Sam believes that he is doing something nice for his friend. And the Who's have probably lived this way for thousands of years, and it is like second nature to them. He eats his own species by eating Who hash, so he believes he is being nice and preparing a meal for his friend based off his own type of species. And finally, at the end of Green Eggs and Ham, Sam gets his friend to eat his own species. So I guess Green Eggs and Ham is a story about who's eating who's and who's trying to get Grinches to eat Grinches. Yeah, my perspective on this book is forever changed now. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Please subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, it has been bittersweet.